Hey man, taking a look at this strategy and cross-referencing it with volume. That's what I'm going to talk about today. So basically all I've been doing from Wednesday, Thursday, and then today, Friday. This is taking a look at the trades from today, 7:19. It's currently 10:42 in the morning. I have not traded in the past 20 minutes. Let's take a look at some of these losing trades and discuss cross-referencing them with volume, and order flow, which is something that you had told me about a day or two ago. And this morning I had 7 winning trades and 2 losing trades, and I want to take a look today at these losing trades and see if we could have not took these based on volume. And the other thing I want to talk about is increasing the risk to reward ratio to be more in your favor, lessening the loss and increasing the profit target by using volume. So that's what I want to talk about today. So let's take a look at my volume thing keeps changing here. That's interesting. Anyway, let's take a look right now at a couple of these that I lost. So this is a trade that I went long. What I've been doing is when it creates a new low or a new high, I fib out on the 500 tick. I enter at the 50, take profit at the 90, and put my stop loss at 0, which is inevitably on the opposite side of the move. So if we're going down, it's higher than the previous high. So let's take a look at this trade right here that I lost and see if we could have done something about that. So one of the things interesting, I went long here because we broke the high. I fibbed out this move. I went long here. I was looking to take profit up here, and then this was my stop. So could have we avoided this losing trade? And the answer is absolutely. Looking at volume, we never even got a positive volume until all the way down here. So essentially, we never had any positive volume until price had already fallen below the 0. So I shouldn't have taken that trade no matter what if we were cross-referencing this with the volume. Let's take another look here. Now, one thing that's really great is on this trade here, all I did was I fibbed out this move. All right. So this came down. I went short at the 50, looking for it to come down here. Oh, I'm sorry, this is that trade. I went short at the 50, looking for it to come down here. And as you can see, I lost this trade. It went up and hit my right above. In fact, I almost won it because it came back down, but it just went over the previous high that I chose to use. And we could have easily avoided this. And one of the best things about this trade is we could have set it so that we had a really, really, really good risk to reward ratio. So anyway, we took new lows. We came up at the 50. But you see, we never got negative volume until all the way up here. So instead of taking the trade how I did and losing it, meaning that I entered here, I put my take profit here, and my stop loss here, and I lost this trade. Not only could we have avoided losing this trade, but we could have turned this into a big, big, big winner. So I think my new rule is that I'm going to fib it. I'm going to wait till it retraces to the 50, and then I'm going to wait for negative volume. So like this could have been a gigantic winner, because instead of losing this trade, I could have not gone short until the red volume. So that would have been all the way up here. My stop loss I could have set above this previous high, let's say. My entry then would have been right here, and my take profit I would have left alone. So a little bit of discretion involved, but one of the rules that I would say is important is when it creates a new low, this is my rule now for this. When it creates a new low or a new high, you look for a retracement back to the 50. Then you wait for volume to change in the direction that you want to place the trade. And my only rule is that you will not place the trade if you do not get volume in your direction until unless it has fallen out of the 0. So basically, we would have gone short here because it was above the 50. We had negative volume or short going short volume, but the reason why we would have taken this trade is because we were still between the 50 and the 0. So if this hadn't occurred until up here, after it had broken previous highs, I would not have placed that trade, because that trade would have then been negative volume, but it would have also had created new highs. So essentially that would be like canceling each other out. I would have not taken that trade. So anyway, and then some of these winners we could have turned into larger winners, much larger winners. Let's take a look here. That actually, so here's a good example of this trade just working out how I said it did go up, but we got negative volume right here. I won this trade anyway, so it doesn't matter. But oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one right here. I fibbed. Let me put some fibs here. This move right here, we broke the lower low. We went back to the 50, and we caught the 50, but a more, or I should say, a more proper way to have taken this short based on the new rules is not gone short until this candle, because we had the red volume bar. And then we could have placed the stop loss just above the red volume bar. We'd have gotten in about right here. And we could have taken profit down here. So again, not only does this looking at volume get you out of losing trades, but it would also allow you to wait until, even if you had played your cards pretty well on this trade that I fibbed out, one of the things that I could have done, looking at, let's even look at this big one over here. We had this huge retrace. I went short just under the 50. But if I had waited till it hit the 50 and then waited for the red volume bar, not only would I have been able to win a lot more on this trade, but I would have decreased risk, because again, we weren't red until here. So I would have gotten in, let's say here, my stop loss I would have kept at this 0 area, and my take profit I would have put the 90. So instead of getting in at the 50, right here, waiting for it to go down to the 90, I could have gotten in all the way at like the 25. So now we're at like a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. I'm decreasing risk, and I'm winning more. And there's a lot of losing trades, or the 2 losing trades, both of them, I could have not had the problem. I could have not lost both of these trades, because even when this trade went short, oh, I can't really see that on the camera. This trade that I lost, I went short here. I 50 fibbed this move, went short at the 50 right here, but we did not get a negative volume until here. So again, I could have gone short here, put my stop loss up here, and put my take profit here. So again, using volume in conjunction with the 50 is extremely useful. You're looking for negative volume, or positive volume if we were going in the upward direction here. And you are cross-referencing that to enter somewhere between the 50 and the 0. So you wait till it gets to the 50, then you wait for a red bar, and then you go short. So you'd enter wherever you enter, the stop loss at your 0, the take profit at your 100. And then also, let's say we never got a red bar until like up here. We would have not taken this trade because it zeroed out. We went past the entry. We created a new high. Anyway, that is the strategy that I'm using from now on. I did cross-reference this strategy with the past 3 days, or at least the past 2.5 days, I guess. So Wednesday, Thursday, and today. And my win rate would have gone from 72% to about 85%, possibly even 90%, depending on discretionary situations. And then on top of that, this is something I didn't even calculate, but the winning trades that I took, some of them would have been 2-to-1. One of them was even a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, instead of just the 2-to-1s or the 1-to-1s that I'm using now. So substantially more profitable. Utilizing the information on Wednesday, which was my best day, where I had a $4,900 day, using this using volume and the rules that I just put cross-referencing on that Wednesday, if I had done everything appropriately, I would have gone from $4,900 to $6,700. Substantial difference. Anyway, man, I'm going to upload this on YouTube, and you have a good weekend.